Alright, welcome back to another episode of Aselia the Eternal. We're going to try this one more time, because I messed it up the first time. I did the rookie mistake of saying, don't do this, and then I did the thing that I was just trying to tell people not to do, which is a little frustrating. There's going to be a little bit of a preamble to this video, because I think there's a lot to talk about here. We did just get 2 new characters, with being Nimthor and Farron, but neither one of these characters are really available to us right now. We have to recruit them or put them in our formation from Rakios. We have to deploy them from Rakios. And by the time we get up there, whichever formation we set up there is just basically not going to be able to contribute in any meaningful way, unfortunately. So we are going to focus all of our efforts down here. There's a little bit of a secondary objective. Obviously, our primary objective is to get to Ispelia. But none of the enemies here are really that dangerous except for this one, and I'll talk about why when we get there. But this mission has a turn count of 30 turns to get an SS rank, which is very doable. But there is a secondary objective, which is that this is really the first time that we have the ability to get mana crystals. Mana crystals give us 10,000 mana each, and we can get 2 of them this mission, which means that we can get an extra 50% of our total mana that we're starting this mission with, which is a decent amount, right? I mean, we are getting to the point where being able to train a character is taking, you know, almost 5,000 mana, or 5,000 ether in some cases, but being able to train a character an extra couple of levels is pretty meaningful. Like Mission 8, this mission is not especially challenging. It is, I think, more of a preface to Mission 10, which is actually pretty tough. So the challenge here is not being able to beat this mission on time. The challenge here is being able to beat the mission quickly and then use the remaining turns effectively. I did get this strategy down to 25 turns. It is possible with some slight variations in strategy I could get it down to like 24 turns. But I feel pretty good about this guide. And we basically end the mission as soon as we run out of mana, as soon as we run out of ether, even though we have to send a character from Daram all the way up to this northern cave. We're able to take advantage of that time to continue training our characters. So it just feels like with the strategy that I have here, I was able to come up with a way to use the total turn count effectively. Realistically, if you're trying to do a low turn count, you could probably get away with like I don't know, a 16 turn, 18 turn clear. But that would put us in a position where we really weren't prepared for the next mission. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is what our formations look like currently. Obviously, Formation 1 we can't really do anything with because they're separate from all the other formations, but we can make some changes here. And primarily, that change is moving Helion to Formation 2. And that's really just because there's a couple of enemies up front that don't do, or a couple of attackers that don't do that much damage, so we can use Helion to block them, which then saves our defenders for the more dangerous and more powerful enemies in the back, leading up to Ransa. And then once we get to Ransa, we can be a lot more flexible with how we lay out our formations, because given that we've got, you know, a base here and a base here, we're not really having to be like, super efficient with our skill usages. It's really just trying to get the numbers right, where we're meeting certain breakpoints so that we're not wasting forward momentum, right? But other than that, I think that's just about everything that I had to say, so let's go ahead and get on to it. We've already got our formation set up here. These are the characters that we have and the levels that they're at right now. We will be training pretty much all of these characters during this mission, at least one level, if I remember correctly. So that is something to look forward to. This is going to be another pretty important training session. But let's go ahead and get started. And first things first, there's nothing to do but to just move everybody into position. These enemies are far enough away that we don't really want to wait for them to come to us for kind of obvious reasons, and we want to try and do this at least relatively quickly. We're going to defend here with Nelie, who's got Leap Attack 2, Helion with Counter Attack 2, and Orupha with Flame Shower. I think Black Spirits resist red damage, which is why this Firebolt doesn't just kill Helion. But honestly, I can't really make heads or tails of the formation system. Well, I shouldn't say I can't make heads or tails of it. I haven't tried to make heads or tails of it. I'm not going to skip through these battles, but I am going to skip the dialogue just so that it doesn't take quite as long to do. Hopefully that's not too disruptive, but these missions are becoming longer and longer already. I don't need to spend an extra 2 or 3 seconds every battle waiting for a character to announce their finishing move. There we go. We're able to get a third hit on the supporter here, which almost kills, but not quite, which is unfortunate. We're going to move F1 north here, Formation 1. Now we could attack here with Formation 3 to kill this supporter. But realistically, I don't anticipate Selia being able to kill the attacker with a single impulse blow. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to attack again here with Formation 2. And the reason why is because we really want all of these formations to be paired up together, so that they can continue being productive, right? We're going to switch to Leap Attack 1, and we're going to switch to Firebolt 1. This Leap Attack will kill the supporter, 2 Firebolts and a Leap Attack will kill this attacker. So, relatively efficient here. It would be interesting to see, I don't know really how you would really be able to test this, other than just getting too deep in the paint, but testing to see like what breakpoints a character needs to be at, or what level a character needs to be at in order to meet certain breakpoints. You know, it's possible that another level on Orupha would have killed that supporter last turn. You know, that seems like a truly uncalculable amount of research, if I'm being perfectly honest. I just think that that would be a lot of work, when we put it that way. And then the second Firebolt kills. And then we move 3 and we move 4 to be synced up with Formation 2. And this way we have all 3 of these formations to continue attacking the next formation. Alright, we're going to move Formation 1 back to closer to town. Right, this is a little bit of a chase here, where the more effective the strategy is, the longer it takes for Formation 1 to catch up with the other formations. Which is kind of fun. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Now, it's going to take us multiple tries, or multiple attacks, to kill this formation. And they have an Ice Banisher is their supporter. So we're going to actually start here with Formation 3. Because we're not going to be able to kill this formation on the attacking phase with all 3 of our formations combined, right? We've got quite a bit of health in this formation. We can actually be a little bit sort of less efficient here, as it were. Because we're not sacrificing any forward momentum by using like less efficient attacks, if that makes sense. We won't be able to move forward into next turn, so as long as we can kill with the formation on the next turn, then we're in a good place. So we don't need to use Impulse Blow here, we're using Leap Attack 2 because that gets us in the right ballpark to kill with our follow-up attack. And since there's no red spirit here, this is just an Ice Banisher spirit, we can afford to not have a supporter, which is what makes F3 really perfect for this. And then we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to attack with Formation 4. We're going to keep Impulse Blow equipped, and we're going to equip Mind Shields 2, and we're going to equip Earth Prayer 1. Now this is a little bit interesting. We've done this with Firebolt in the past, but this enemy only has an Ice Banisher that activates 1 time per round of combat, whereas Earth Prayer activates twice. Nanaru can live this hit from the attacker, so we'll attack, we'll try to heal a character, which will then be interrupted, but it won't matter because none of our characters will need to be healed. Then the attacker will attack Nanaru, Aselia will attack again, and then we'll be able to successfully heal Nanaru after she actually has HP missing. This is just like a little quirky way of being optimal here, for lack of a better way of putting it. Nanaru can't really attack, but she can defend in this case. And I don't want her to be taking damage, and I don't want her to waste a Flame Shower charge either. So, to me, this feels like kind of the most efficient way to handle this round of combat. It's possible that if you had taken a Red Spirit and leveled them up a bunch so that they were higher than the other characters, we might have access to a skill that Ice Banisher 2 wouldn't be able to interrupt, but I just don't think that that's necessary at this point. And so Esperia will try to heal, but it'll be interrupted, which doesn't matter because none of our characters have taken damage yet, except for Esperia, who unfortunately, because of her high maximum HP, does take a good amount of damage from this attack. But it works out in the end. Nanaru can survive this attack, no problem. Aselia will attack, kill this defender, and then Esperia will heal Nanaru. If we wanted to, we could have swapped Esperia and Halion here. Halion would have been able to heal for a lot more, but in my testing it didn't seem to make much of a difference. And then a same thing here, we're going to attack with this exact same formation. So we're going to attack with Leap Attack 1, we're going to attack with Firebolt 1. For the same reason, not making any changes here. This will be banished, which is not a big deal. It's just chip damage, essentially. And while Helion's still not very strong, she's at least doing her job as a backup defender, right? Which is really all we need from her. Orupha, unfortunately, doesn't do as much damage as I would like her to do. But we work with what we have, right? Some damage is better than no damage. Which is really the conversation that we have to have in those situations. Alright, we're on turn 4. Continue moving our characters up north. My cat's here. We're going to swap Helion with Halion. And we're going to attack with F2. We're going to equip Leap Attack 2 here. And we're going to equip Flame Shower. Hi, Jam. You're in the way. What this is going to do is that Leap Attack 2... Oh, I'm sorry, we're not equipping Flame Shower, we're equipping Fireball. See? My cat's trying to ruin the run. Leap Attack 2 will kill this supporter. Fireball will hit the attacker, and then the 2 extra attacks of Leap Attack 2 will kill the attacker. And so, this goes back to that conversation that I've had about forward momentum or offensive momentum, right? We were able to take our time last turn because we weren't going to come up with a combination of attacks because of the blue spirit that would have allowed us to kill this formation last turn. So as long as we can kill this formation with our first offensive action on this turn, we have effectively the exact same amount of forward momentum as we would have. A little bit less, but you get the idea, right? This way we have like perfect control over who's defending, who's attacking, all that stuff. And then she overkills here, which is fine. Nelie in particular is a character that I really want to get more attacks on, because she really only has, in a lot of cases, 4 rounds of combat in her rather than the 6 that a lot of other characters have. Let's see, turn 4, and we're just going to move everybody back. We're going to move not back, forward. Move them south so that they're synced up with Formation 3. Or Formation 2, whichever one it was. Okay, so they're not attacking us yet. Turn 5, formation, we're going to swap Helion with Nanaru, and we're going to attack with Formation 4. We obviously don't want Helion to take this attack. And we're going to attack with Impulse Blow and Terror. Just trying to use the characters that we have effectively, that's all. Let me make sure I'm not making any mistakes here, okay. And kind of same deal here. I don't think, because we have a blue spirit, I don't think that we're realistically going to be able to defeat this formation on this turn. Blue spirits are really effective for stalling, more so than probably green spirits, because they prevent our red spirits from just nuking the enemy formation. And so because of the terror, we're able to kill this defender in this round of combat using Aselia. I don't believe that we can do that without terror, although I guess I could be mistaken. Maybe we could have. We overkilled by about 200 damage there. Alright, we're going to move Orupha to Formation 3, and we're going to attack with Formation 2. This way Orpha's not wasting her charges as we kill this. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to equip Leap Attack 1. We're just going to do some chip damage here on this attacker. This attacker has less HP than the supporter does. The AI seems to be that you will attack whichever character that it is easiest to kill, or I guess has the lowest maximum HP, as long as there's not a defender present. It doesn't really matter what formation we put Orupha in, since the defender or the supporter is going to die last. Orpha's not going to be able to do anything. This just gets Orupha in position for where she needs to be later. Alright. And then we're going to attack with F3 here. We're going to switch back to Firebolt. Firebolt doesn't have any charges, so this will prevent Orupha from taking chip damage from the supporter. And we're going to switch to Impulse Blow here. This does 500 damage, which means that we will be able to kill this attacker, and then our second attack will go to the supporter. Nanaru is not in any danger here because this attacker will be dead before they have the chance to attack. Okay, and then we move our formation west, catching up a little bit. Okay, we are on turn 6. Let's move some stuff around. We're going to swap Nanaru with Helion, and we're going to swap Nelie with Selia. We're going to attack with F4, which is going to be Aselia, Nanaru, and Esperia in that order. And we're going to use Leap Attack 1 here. I don't know that this matters, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to see if it works. The alternative would be to do something like this, which would be just as effective if maybe your Esperia has a little bit less HP, but for our purposes, this is effective enough. We don't want Nanaru taking any damage, so we're not going to put her in the support role, because then she will do something which will then cause her to get hit. It's a nice warm day today, and I've already run a lot of my errands, so I'm a little low energy right now. But I'm going to do taxes after this, hopefully. Send some emails, you know, the usual. I only get 1 day off a week right now, so I got to make it count. Unfortunately, because Aselia kills the supporter with the second attack, we don't get another Divine Magic phase. But it's more important for us to wipe out this formation here than it is to get another Divine Magic phase, right? Pretty straightforward. And we are going to just move everybody forward. While it's taking us about 2 turns to kill these formations, because we're able to kill the finish off the formation with the first action of the next round, we get to maintain a lot of the same forward momentum. And we're going to defend with F4 here. We want Leap Attack 2. And we want Flame Shower. Esperia can survive this Fireball, even though she's a green spirit with like negative resistance. She can survive this hit. And Accurate Block 3 is enough for this Power Strike, so she should only be taking damage from the Fireball. But she does take a lot of damage from this Fireball. She takes almost 1,000 damage. I think she takes like 900 damage from that Fireball. Nanaru is going to do a big hit to everybody. This formation is quite a bit lower HP than a lot of the other formations were. And then Aselia will be able to kill this Black Spirit with this attack here. We might have been able to get away with Leap Attack 1, but we have plenty of attack charges, so it's not a big deal. And then we're, again, going to do the same thing. But this time we're going to switch to Accurate Block 4, so that we're, again, not taking any damage from the defender, or from the attacker, just taking damage from the supporter. And we should be able to kill this defender, and maybe even this supporter this turn, if I remember correctly. Because they're pretty low HP, and Aselia is doing good damage right now, along with Nanaru. This does look scary, but this supporter I think does about the same damage as the previous supporter. So they do 437 plus 437, that's 874, I think. Yeah, so Nanaru should kill this defender here, and then Aselia should be able to do another big hit to kill the supporter. Let me look at what Nanaru's attack percentage is. I'm really curious where she's at. Okay, she's at 108% attack. Alright, we are on turn 7. Our formation should be, obviously, Formation 1 hasn't changed. Formation 2 should be Selia, Halion, and Orupha. Formation 3 should be Helion and Nelie, and then Formation 4 hasn't changed. Alright, move F1 south. Swap Selia with Helion. I don't know why I didn't just do that before, but whatever. They are what they are. And we're going to attack here with Helion, Halion, and Orupha. We want Flame Shower. We're using... this is kind of funny. What we're doing here is we're really using Helion. Helion doesn't do a lot of damage, right? She has barely net even attack modifier. So she's not doing a whole lot. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of using her for chip damage at this point, because we're not going to be able to kill both of these formations this turn. Or actually, we are going to be able to kill both of these formations this turn anyway, so it all works out. I promise, I did my research. I have tested this extensively. But your mileage may vary depending on what characters you have available to you at this point in the game. Ooh, excuse me. Helion really has not been performing to the level that I would like her to have been performing at. She is basically our worst unit at this point. And she kind of gets usage out of the fact that we don't have any alternatives. But obviously, with the introduction of Nimthor and Farin, who I will discuss next mission, Helion actually has some competition finally. So she's probably not going to get that much use in the immediate future after this mission, if I had to guess. Which is fine. We're not going to be able to use everybody, so we're going to have to make decisions based on who to use and who not to use based on their performance. I still suspect that Helion is one of those characters where once you get them to like level 99, they're technically the best unit in the game, but they just take a lot of investment to get there. We're going to attack here with F3, and the reason for that is because we can. The reason for that is because we can defeat the soldier with one hit without taking any follow-up attacks. And this will allow us to use our odd charge of Impulse Blow, which means that we'll still have 2 charges of Impulse Blow for the next turn if we need it. We didn't need the Impulse Blow there, but we could afford to use it. Right, like I said, we're at the next town. We can be a little bit lazy. We've got Aselia, Nanaru, and Esperia here. We're going to keep this formation. Esperia shouldn't take any damage from the soldier. I'm tempted to see how much damage she does from Firebolt. I mean, it will be 80, but I'm just curious. But I'm going to worry about that later. That might be something I can test later on. We're going to use Leap Attack 1 here because this plus Flame Shower will be enough damage. And once we kill this formation, we only have one enemy, so we only need the 1 charge of a Flame Shower after this, before our charges are refreshed. So again, the numbers work out. We're already 30 minutes into the video. Sure takes a while. Okay. Esperia shouldn't take any damage here. I mean, even the blue spirits are doing minus 5%. And then Aselia kills with Leaf Attack. And that's the end of our turn. And then we have to defend here. We get some mind back, which is nice. And what we're going to do here is we're going to leave Nanaru in the support position, but we're actually going to swap out Aselia. Make sure she's got her Water Shield 3 at this point, but she has enough HP to take this hit and to take this hit. And then Esperia with Power Strike is actually doing pretty respectable damage. Once she made it to level 10, she became that sort of triple threat unit that we needed again. where she's now a really great defensive unit, but she's doing good damage and has access to good utility as well. Which she was not doing prior to getting to level 10, because she didn't have the defensive utility and she didn't have the bulk to be used as consistently as she is in this mission. Good damage. I think we killed this defender this turn. Oh, we almost killed the defender with Nanaru. Shoot. Okay. Alright, turn 8. Obviously, we're going to keep moving everybody south. We're almost caught up with Formation 1. But we got a little bit to go still. Because we're not going to stop moving. And then we're going to attack with Formation 4. We have all of our charges back, which is nice. Although Aselia, or Esperia, is still pretty wimpy right now. But what we can do is we can use Nanaru to tank so that Esperia can heal herself. We want to use Harvest here. Because otherwise, after this enemy attacks Nanaru, I think she will be... It just creates some weird issues. I found that she needed this extra HP, although I think she's taken less damage this time. But regardless, we're going to use Impulse Blow, that way we can guarantee that we one-shot this supporter and kill this attacker on this turn. Impulse Blow obviously is overkill for the supporter, but we do need the Impulse Blow in order to kill the attacker. And we're going to use Harvest here because... It heals the same amount as Earth Prayer, I guess, and we're only going to get one use of it, so we might as well heal everybody, right? This allows us to heal Esperia, Nanaru, and Aselia with one ability. And since we're only going to get one Divine Magic phase in this round of combat, we use Harvest instead of Earth Prayer. There, I worked it out. I figured it out. Because Impulse Blow attacks twice, I feel like it does more damage than it says on the box. And I don't know why, because it shouldn't work that way. Unless, like... These are, like, additive bonuses instead of multiplicative bonuses? I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm not really sure why it works the way that it does. Okay. So, Formation 4 is a little bit desynced from the rest of the team right now, but that's alright because we'll catch up. We're going to move Formation 4 forward, and we're going to move 2 and 3 west to catch up, and then finally we have Formation 1 taking up the rear. This is an interesting sort of strategy because it really tests your ability to work without your like main DPS, as it were. We're going to use Accurate Block 3 here. We're still going to take, I think, a little bit of damage because of the Weaken. No, the Weaken is for attackers, I'm sorry. So we shouldn't take any damage here, and since there's a Black Spirit instead of a Blue Spirit, we can use Flame Shower to weaken the whole formation. But we want to use Impulse Blow because that'll allow us, I believe, to kill this defender and then potentially kill the supporter afterwards, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. I might have made a mistake. Oh well. Oh well.
マナよ、炎のつぶてとなれ。雨の毒、かのフレイムシャワー。
I think I was following the wrong... Well, whatever. We're going to defend here. What mission is... What turn is this? I am losing my mind a little bit. Are we on turn 9? Yeah, we are, so we're defending. I see. Rather than attacking. Good lord, I was losing my mind. We're on turn 9. Okay. Again, Esperia can survive this hit, so using Nanaru here allows us to do a bunch of damage to the rest of the formation. Hooey, I thought I messed up. Okay. I need like a turn counter or something. It doesn't really matter what we have Esperia equipped as far as defense, because she only uses one charge per round of combat, but... Loop attack 1. We use Flame Shower. And then I believe we kill with Leap Attack 1 here. If they are out of defensive charges. They are, yeah, so they die here. Good. So we did take a lot of damage on Esperia this turn, but that's alright. We are on mission turn 10. Okay, good. We're going to move everybody west. And we're going to attack with F4 again. And we're going to use this as an opportunity to heal. Using Leap Attack 2. Plus Harvest. The reason why we use Harvest here is because Nanaru will not survive this hit if we don't heal her first. And that way we can get some healing on Esperia as well. Leap Attack 2 here, I don't know, guarantees that we kill the supporter, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess because of Weaken, I was concerned that maybe she wouldn't do enough damage. Or maybe during testing she didn't do enough damage. Because she probably would have done actually not enough, if I had to guess. Looking at that, the damage she just did with Leap Attack 2, she lost about 100 potency, if not more than that. And then Nanaru will be able to survive this hit, while also being able to heal Esperia a little bit, and then Aselia will defeat this supporter. So, again, it works out. It works out. Alright, they're going to attack us. We're going to defend with formation 3 here. We want Selia to defend, and we're going to give her Water Shield 3, and we're going to give Nelie Leap Attack 1. This is 900 potency, so she will kill the spirit here. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us what the percentages are for the node during the formation phase, which is a little bit of a bummer, but like I said, this game doesn't have really any RNG, so it's all trial and error. Excuse me. And then we're going to defend with F2. Now, we want to make sure that we have Helion, Halion, and Orupha. EI Sword 2, Accurate Block 2, and Flame Shower. Right. We're very specifically using our HP, or the HP of our defenders, as an offensive resource in this case, right? We are sacrificing HP in order to do big AoE attacks with our red spirits. If we were trying to be more defensive, we would have our blue spirits spread out a little bit differently, right? But because our green spirits are strong enough, they can actually survive these hits, which allows us to be greedier with our offensive options. I don't know if Orupha kills here, but if she doesn't, it's not a big deal because Helion will... No, Helion. God, I don't know why they did that. Helion will clean up. And I think she should be able to kill the supporter here. Yeah, just barely. Alright, so Helion took some damage, but she's still relatively healthy in the grand scheme of things. She can take another hit like that if she needs to. And we are on turn 11. We're going to attack with Formation 2, which will be HOH. And we're going to equip Harvest here, because Helion will do enough damage. Won't kill here, but will kill in the follow-up attack. So this will allow us to heal everybody at least a little bit. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure if you can hear my phone vibrating or not. So we just barely don't kill that unit there, which allows us to heal our party at least a little bit, and then we kill on the follow-up. That's a big chunk of healing. Halion's no joke in that regard. Why is everybody calling me? Alright, I'm sorry. Turn 11. It just annoys me. They know I'm not at work and they just call me anyway. Move everybody west. Alright, so we're on turn 12. Now there's a little bit of a trick that we can use here, which is that we want to move F1, Formation 1, up first, before we do anything else. This is a continuation battle, and so we will for sure be able to kill them this turn. But when we defeat this unit and take Daram, we get an ambush spawn here. So having F1 in place allows us to use them defensively rather than using the other formations. Now, I mentioned that this was like the only really dangerous enemy. The reason for that is because this enemy has Inferno. And Inferno, this version of Inferno, activates twice. So we need to make sure that we have someone with Ice Banisher that can block or interrupt 2 times per round of combat. We're going to swap Nanaru with Nelie, and we're going to swap Helion with Selia. Don't know why, that's just what I decided. And we're going to attack with F4. We want Nelie in the driver's seat, we want Esperia blocking, and we want Aselia because she can Ice Banisher twice. But make sure we have Ice Banisher 2 equipped, We want Leap Attack 1 equipped, and we want Accurate Block 3 equipped. Okay. Ice Banisher 2, that's the big one. If we don't have Ice Banisher 2, this will kill us. I think it'll kill just about every person in our party except for maybe Yuuto. Maybe Yuuto is strong enough. I'm not sure that anybody else is. So right, Leap Attack 1, Accurate Block 3, Ice Banisher 2, that's it. Doing a little bit of damage here. This is a stronger character than any of the red spirits that we have currently. Which is saying a little bit. The enemy's got some strong characters, you know? And here's the second one. If you have the wrong character with Ice Banisher, this will probably kill somebody. Almost certainly will kill somebody. And then we're not going to change anything else here, except we're going to switch to Leap Attack 2, because we're going to need 2 charges to kill here. I think, at minimum. Maybe even 3. Same thing, Accurate Block 2, Ice Banisher 2, nothing's changed there. Do we kill with 2 attacks? I'm not sure we do. Now, technically, even if we had not leveled a single blue spirit, we would still be able to do this with Aselia, because we need Aselia to have leveled up to Ice Banisher 2 in order to pass Mission 2, but obviously we have other options here as well. And then we're going to block here with Formation 1. We're going to use Double Swing 2, Violent Block 3, and Ice Banisher 1. This is just like convenience in this case. It's really not necessary, but again, like, this is the only combat that Formation 1 has seen and is going to see for, like, the next couple of turns, so we can be a little bit inefficient with the way that we use their abilities. If I wanted to do as much damage as possible, I would have Himika in the supporter slot and I would have Shiah in the attacker slot, but this works just fine. Like I said, Formation 1 is not really going to do anything until they get to town, or until after they get to town, so we can be inefficient here if we want. And then, same thing, no change. I think Himika is maybe necessary to kill this supporter in one round of combat, I'm not sure. Yuuto is bulky, so he can take some hits. Oh, she attacks the supporter first, of course. Or the attacker first, of course. I always forget. And then we'll just switch over here to Leap Attack 2 and Fireball to kill this supporter. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We're going to do it like this. Heavy Attack 2 and Fireball to kill this supporter. We do a good amount of damage with this formation. This is probably our strongest formation. I wish Himika had, you know, an AoE attack, but, you know, it is what it is. We kill just like that.
Yuuto様、ダラムを占拠していたタルドバルトのスピリットを排除しました。ですが、イースペリアの陥落は時間の問題です。急ぎましょう。ユート様、技術者が志願してきたようです。セリア・バトリ様、ラドラース様の2名が研究部に配属されました。以後は建築を担当することができます。
Alright, we get 2 new engineers, which is cool. And we get a story.
イースペリアのエーテル変換施設を機能不動にせよとのことです。最優先事項です。あらゆる救助活動は行うんだ。ユート様、これは王の命令なのです。ユート、どうしてユウトは迷う？戦い嫌なのか？香りのため戦う？ユウトそう言っていた。ユウト、
Okay. And then the first thing that we want to do before we move Formation 2 and Formation 3, we want to build something here. And what we want to build is a training facility. Because like I said, it's only turn 12. We've got another 18 turns to go at most before we lose access to the SS rank. Right? We only have to go, you know, 4 more nodes, realistically. So we have plenty of time to train here. We're going to swap Orupha with Nanaru, and we're going to move everyone west. Except for Formation 1. Alright, we're going to defend with F2 here. We want Selia with Impulse Blow, Helion with Accurate Block, and Nanaru with Flame Shower. I do like these formations with the Black Spirits that don't do any damage. I kind of play this game the same way that I play Pokemon, where like if it doesn't do damage, I don't care about it. That's not 100% accurate, but I feel like it's a good rule of thumb. There are some breakpoints where we've needed to use buffs in order to survive or kill enemies in very specific ways. But for the most part, I feel like I've been very damage focused, very numbers, like surface level numbers focused, I guess would be a better way of putting it. And then we kill the defender here. And we're going to defend this with F4, which is Nelie, Esperia, and Aselia. We want Aselia here for the Flame Shower. We can keep it on Ice Banisher 2 because we will regenerate all of these charges afterwards. And we can keep it on Leap Attack 2 because we want to do damage. So we can keep everything the same here.
速やかに迎撃を戦うべき宿命みんな気をつけもらったぞ無活な自分を呪うんだな予定部マナよフレイムシャー言われる言葉そしてマナの振動アイスバニッシャー
Flame Shower is probably still one of the most dangerous abilities that enemies have access to. It does a lot of damage and it hits all of our characters. There are obviously some Red Spirit abilities that we can take, but there are some where, like, Flame Shower feels like we should be able to take it, and it always just does more damage than I expect it to. And, okay, that's it. And then we're going to defend here with F2 again, where keep everything the same, Helion can eat this Fireball, and we are set. Yeah.
速やかに迎撃を
この戦い勝たねばならない
あら
気になって君さんもまだバッ少しでも敵を減らさないと長引かせても意味なんてないわこの痛み忘れんぞマナよフレイムシャワー
Alright, we're almost to the fun part of the mission here. And by fun part, I mean training. Alright, we're going to move Formation 1 west. We are going to swap Orupha with Selia. So F3 should be just Selia and Helion. We're also going to swap Aselia with Orupha, so that we have a blue-green-red, we have two blue-green-red formations. Now, Formation 3. The reason why we have Selia and Helion, specifically, is because I made the determination that these were probably our two least impactful units right now. Your mileage may vary, but I don't find that Selia is like a top performer. If we look at her skills, for example, she has sort of lower numbers than a lot of other characters, and her leap attack and her impulse blow both only have 5 charges instead of 6 charges, which means that she can't even attack as many times as a character like Aselia can. Well, that's kind of. Regardless, I don't feel like these characters are performing as much. I feel like I would rather have Nelie or Aselia or Halion or Esperia than Selia or Helion, right? So, this is going to be the formation that goes all the way up to get the mana crystal up here, right? I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is the first time that we've really had the chance to get mana crystals. This one's been here for a couple of missions, we just have not had the opportunity to go get it. This is the first mission where we really have the opportunity to go get it. So once we start sending Formation 3 north, they're going to be totally out of the fight. So I made sure, or I want to make sure, that I have the two least impactful units in this formation. That way it doesn't hurt my ability to complete the mission after they're gone. Let me put it that way. Okay, the other thing is we obviously want to speed up the clock here a little bit, so we're going to start attacking north rather than attacking west. And that's because taking Ispelia is actually pretty easy to do. It's pretty fast. We can do it before turn 20 pretty easily. if not well before that. The big thing that's going to take time is getting up to the cave. So we want to do that first. That way, while we're waiting for Formation 3 to make it up all the way up to the cave, we can be training everybody else instead. We're going to attack north with Formation 2. We're going to use Aselia with Impulse Blow. And we're going to use Nanaru with Flame Shower. Specifically, I think we need Impulse Blow plus Flame Shower in order to kill this attacker, which is why we do it this way. Although we might need some chip damage on the red spirit, or on the black spirit, I should say. Sorry. We'll find out. Yeah, Iron Maiden.
抵抗しても無駄。いや
Yep. So it worked out. Nanaru did a lot of damage there. Unfortunately, because of the Iron Maiden, we took some damage, but not a big deal. We'll just heal it up next turn, since we are still going to be on a town after this. And then Formation 4. Let me change this. I wrote Formation 2 twice. We're attack with Formation 4 here, because there's 2 formations here that we need to kill. And we're going to have Nelie, Esperia, and Orupha. Now, we're going to do Leap Attack 1 here. Now, this might seem a little odd, but remember, we want to be able to train next turn, right? This training facility will be done next turn. If we kill this formation with F4, we'll have to wait another turn before we can train. So we actually don't care if we kill this formation right now, because if we kill the formation, or we kill the enemy formation with F3, F3 will move forward, and we'll have all of our other formations in position to train regardless, right? Because you can't train and move on the same turn. So we're using Leap Attack 1 here because we're not trying to kill this formation right now, we're just trying to weaken them. And obviously I have tested this, so assuming I did my notes properly, this should work out the way I'm expecting it to. Oh, look at that. That's funny. I didn't remember it being that precise. Obviously, Esperia is taking a lot of damage, but we're okay with that. Because again, we're going to finish this fight, we're going to end up back on a town, and we're going to heal a percentage of our HP anyway. And we finish the fight with an enemy at a precise 150 health. It doesn't really matter who we attack this with, because this formation is not going to see any more combat after this. But it's always a good idea to check and make sure that we're okay with using the skills that we're using. There we go. And now we are precisely in the position that we need to be. We're going to defend with F1. We want it like this because we need Shiah in order to prevent the Flame Shower. Like I said, Flame Shower is like one of the most damaging abilities that an enemy can have. Because Yuuto can take a Fireball, he might even be able to take a Lightning Breath. I don't remember what the skill is. But I don't think that Himika can take a Flame Shower, and so maybe one day we'll get to a point where our characters can take Flame Showers without having to block them, but today is not that day. And so Himika should kill this unit and then should be able to kill this supporter if I'm not mistaken. Himika does a lot of damage because she does elemental damage. Most enemies have lower resistance, I guess, than they do defense. So even though the potency is relatively low, it hits very hard. Okay. And our training facility is built right on time. We're on turn 14. First things first, we're going to move F3 north. Right, and make sure we do this every turn, because that's our clock. Moving F3 is our clock. Formation, we're going to swap Halion with Esperia. We are going to train Yuuto. We're going to use Ispelia as the trainer. We're going to train Nelie using Yumina Ice. And we're going to train Nanaru as with Grena Soy. This enemy, I think, retreats, which is fine. We don't really care. Yuuto gets some extra HP. Nelie gets another water shield, which is nice. Nanaru gets double swing, which we don't care about. Alright, we're turn 15. We're going to move F3 north. This triggers the other mana crystal down here. So there's 2 mana crystals that we can get this turn. This mana crystal in Ransa, I believe we have to get this mission. I don't think that we can wait, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, just as a little bit of an aside. We're on turn 15. We're going to train Shiah with Yumina Ice. We're going to train Nanaru, and we're going to train Nelie. I'm just making sure that they are... My cat's opening the calculator app. I'm just making sure that they're on different formations. So we've already trained Shiah. We're going to train Nanaru. This is going to get her to her level 10 and her promotion. So if we look at where she's at right now, she's at 111 attack with 824 HP. Train her with Ispelia. And we're going to train Nelie with Grenasoy. You get 3 promotions there. Get some extra HP for Shiah. Get a bunch of extra, look at this, we get a bunch of extra HP, like double our HP, and we get about, what is that, 60% bonus attack percentage? Nanaru gets, like, even though she doesn't get an ability for it, she gets actually quite a bit from this promotion. And then Nelie gets Impulse Blow, which is massive. It's a 500 potency ability that she can use 7 times, 3 times per round. Again, Nelie is strong for all of the reasons that she's been strong previously, which is that she's a better Black Spirit at this point. This is turn 16. We're going to move F3 north. We are going to swap Yuuto with Halion so that we can train Orupha, because we want her to get some extra abilities. We're going to train Orupha with Ispelia. We are going to train Halion with Jadaron, or Dradaroun, and we're going to train... heck. Oh, no, I did it right. Well, I didn't do it right, but it works out. I'm going to train Orupha, Halion, and Aselia. I was looking at turn 17, but I caught it at the last minute. Halion gets some more HP. Aselia promotes. No new skill learned. Okay. We're on turn 17 now. Move F3 north. we're going to swap Aselia with Nelie. We're going to train Orupha with Ispelia. We're going to train Halion with Jadaran. And we're going to train Nelie with Yumina Ice. Right? We are specifically looking for certain breakpoints. We are also specifically trying to hit thresholds where our characters get new abilities as well. Overwrite Mind Shield 1. Obviously, we don't care about it. It looks like Orupha primarily just gets resistance from her promotion, which is a little underwhelming. Halion gets a new version of her block skill, which is actually a big deal. And Nelie doesn't get anything. That's fine. Alright, turn 18. Formation. F1 is Himika, Yuuto, and Shiah. F2 is Nelie, Esperia, and Nanaru. F4 is Aselia, Halion, and Orupha. We're going to move Formation 1 west. We're going to move Formation 4 east. And we're going to move Formation 2 west as well. And we're going to move Formation 4 north. We're going to attack here with Formation 2, so we can preserve charges of Formation 1. That's why we moved them over here. We're going to attack them with Aselia. And you know what? I'm going to do some math here. I'm going to see how much this Firebolt does. It should be doing like 150 damage, I think. But it doesn't matter who we have defending because this enemy is out of attack charges. Just make sure you have Power Strike 1 equipped. We have a bonus 30% modifier to our red spirits. Didn't do much. I mean, it is a red spirit, so maybe that's not surprising. I was hoping that with the bonus to her attack modifier, she would be doing more damage with Firebolt, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, and then we're going to defend here with Nelie, Esperia, and Nanaru. We want to equip Impulse Blow. We want to equip Accurate Block 4. This enemy only attacks once, but this is Impulse Blow 2, so it does 600 damage. And we're going to attack here with Flame Shower. That's important. Make sure you switch back to Flame Shower if you did end up using Firebolt for testing purposes like I did. And we should do this twice, I believe. Nanaru is going to do a lot of damage here, because we have a 30% modifier to her, like, 800 potency attack. Yeah, she did, like, 1,300 damage there. So, you know, a lot. If she had done a little bit more damage, I guess she did 1,200. She done a little bit more damage, we could have killed this formation in one round, but I digress. I guess we could have spent like another turn leveling up Nanaru, and that probably would have been enough. But it's a continuation battle, so we don't lose any time for this. You just get to go again. Excuse me. Okay. we get to move F1 south, F4 east, and F3 north. And we're going to defend here with Yuuto and with Formation 1. And we're going to do something a little, what seems on its face to be a little strange. But we want to preserve some of Yuuto's HP. So we're going to block with Himika instead of Yuuto here. We want to preserve Yuuto's HP, and we want to preserve Himika's attack charges. So we equip Heavy Attack 2, Mind Shield 2, and Ice Vanisher 1. I don't know that this is necessarily optimal, but it worked, and that's really all I'm looking at, right? He might kill here if they don't have another block skill. They do. Yeah, just barely doesn't. Okay. Okay, we're on turn 20. Move F4, F3 north. Move F4 east. Just for shits and giggles, I want to see how long it would take us to build a lab. We have a level 3 lab. A level 4 lab is still a little bit out of our reach here. And then we're going to attack with F2. We're going to do it like this. Again, now that Nanaru has this much HP, she's very tanky. This is less relevant for her being able to tank attackers, but it's really, really useful at allowing her to tank hits from Black Spirits, specifically. So we've got Power Strike 1, Mind Shield 2, and Ice Vanisher 1 here. So yeah, that's the big deal, right? And so she goes from being able to tank 2 or 3 hits to being able to tank 6 or 7, potentially, depending on the skill. Which is a big deal. It means that we don't have to be nearly as careful with her compared to what we had to do previously. It's actually a really, really strong upgrade for her, in my opinion. I mean, she can even take a second impulse blow if she wanted to. Almost. Okay. And we're going to attack with F1 here. We're going to do things a little bit different, but we're going to do Yuuto, Shiah, and Himika, and we're going to keep Heavy Attack 2. So we'll kill this supporter, this attacker will attack our defender, which we can survive because we have 1300 HP, and then we'll do 2 big hits to the attacker and then finish them off on the defensive phase. Didn't want to use Shiah here, although we could have, because she would have attacked, either wasted a bunch of her damage on the supporter, or she would have only attacked the attacker. So we would have lost a lot of damage. Our units are tanky enough now that they can take these one-off hits that would have killed them previously, right? There was a point in this game where if you put in a blue spirit as a defender, they were going to die, and now that's just not the case anymore. And then in this case, we can use Shiah with Leap Attack 1 and Firebolt 1 just to sort of preserve preserve our skill usages here.
この感じ負けられないみんなのためにも自分のためにもまずは一撃を与えてそこ炎の扱いならかかってきなさい
Okay. So turn 21. So we could still clear this mission on turn 22 if we felt like it. Although obviously we don't feel like it. We're going to move F4 east. We're going to...
Yuuto 様、マナの結晶体を発見しました。破壊することで結晶化されていたマナが解放されます。解放いたしますか?
And yes, we are going to break it. All of our spirits are like almost max mined, so this is really the best value that we get from a mana crystal. It's just the ability to level up our units more, right? So we'll have 33,000 ether next turn instead of 23,000 ether. We're going to move F1 west. Let me just make a correction there to the guide. And we're going to move F2 north. Okay, so we're on turn 22. We could defeat this enemy if we wanted to, but that would take away a lot of time that we have to continue training our units and would prevent us from getting the other mana crystal up north. So instead, we're going to just sit here and wait for a couple of turns. We are still going to fully utilize the mana or the ether that we have. We're going to take Selia out of rotation, and we're going to put Nymthor and we're going to put Farron in the rotation. And the reason why we do this, and I have to be careful here, is that any enemy, any ally that is not deployed can be trained at any time. So this is turn 22. We just retreated Selia. We're now going to train Selia. Right? Selia is only like level 8. She's one of our 3 blue spirits, so we want her to be good if possible. And then we're just going to end the turn. Selia is going to end up a little bit over leveled because we now have several turns to just train her by herself. But it is what it is, right? It's not a bad thing to have a character that's a little bit higher level. We're going to train Selia, and we're going to train Nelie. Because I think our defensive units are pretty good, our supportive units are pretty good. It's really our attacking units that need a little bit of help. And then we're just going to continue moving F3 east or north here to the cave where we fought the dragon beforehand. And we're going to end our turn. So Selia here gets Fury, which is pretty good. This justifies leveling her up already because it's an 800 potency attack, which is stronger than anything else that any other character in the game has currently except for Yuuto. And Nelie gets another water shield, which is nice. I'm going to get rid of water shield 1. And we're going to equip water shield 4 while we're here. Alright, we're turn 24. We're going to train Selia again, because she's just free training at this point. And we're going to train Nanaru, because we can. And we're going to train her with Aishas. We're also going to continue moving F4 west, although we're not going to get the chance to train them anymore. And since this is turn 24, we're going to finish the mission next turn. We want to make sure that Yuuto is in, or Formation 1 is in position to take Ispelia next turn, which they are. In a lot of ways, continuation battles are very convenient because they take what should be like several turns of combat and allow you to kill them in one turn. But your team building is a little stricter because of that. Make sure we move F3 north. Don't want to get complacent and make silly mistakes. I'm going to try and make this a mistake-free run here, or mistake-free mission. And Selia becomes level 12. Nanaru becomes level 11. She gains access to lightning fire, which would be good, except it also has 80 potency, which is kind of a joke, unfortunately. Turn 25, we're going to move F3 north, and we are going to break this mana crystal.
Yuuto-sama, mana no kesshotaiを発見しました。破壊することで結晶化されていたマナが解放されます。解放いたしますか?
Yes, we are going to break it, just like we did for the last one. You can alternatively use mana crystals to give mind to the party, but again, like I said, our characters are pretty much maxed out. Nelie is our lowest at 82 mind, so she's high enough that it doesn't matter, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to train Nanaru again, because why not? And we're going to train Selia again, because why not? And you'll see that uses basically all of our ether. We could wait another turn and train characters some more, but who gives a shit? We do have a couple of opportunities to train next mission, but this is... We've done a lot of training, so I'm happy with this, and I know that the next mission is doable with this current formation, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. Now, for this mission... This enemy is, in a lot of ways, easier than the enemy in Daram because they don't have Inferno, but they do have Impulse Blow too, which does mean that they hurt. Now, Flame Shower would be a big deal, except we have Impulse Blow. Here, let me change this. So, fingers crossed that I know what I'm doing, but Shiah should one-shot this enemy, believe it or not. It also probably doesn't hurt that we have bonus 20% to blue elemental damage. But I think she does something like 1200 damage here. Oh, she does 1470. Which means that we don't have to worry about Flame Shower, so we can be really greedy. Like I said, this is a really powerful team. It's a really powerful team. We're going to switch from Impulse Blow. Actually, no, we're going to stay on Impulse Blow, because now that... the support is dead, she's gonna follow the same decision-making pathways that she would normally, which means that she's going to attack the enemy with the lowest current HP, I believe. It's either current or max HP. I guess we'll find out. It's current HP. Okay. And just to be safe, make sure that nothing changes, we're going to use... You know what? We're just going to stay here. We're going to use Leap Attack 2, and we're just going to let this rock. Actually, we'll do this just to be safe. We'll do this just to be
敵
safe.
部隊を確認しました。攻撃を仕掛けます。
My notes don't say to move off impulse blow, but I can't help but meddle, I guess. There we go. And then we'll just go back to impulse blow. I don't think we needed to move off anyway, but you know, whatever. And this should do a lot of damage because it should bypass the green spirit's defenses and should target resistance instead. Yeah, with 800 damage through accurate. What was that? Accurate 4. And there we go. We win. I'm gonna let this play out since it's technically part of the battle. I'll let this play out. This seems silly because they're not. Their capital is just as far from Rakios as Ispelia is. But that's the story.
Esperia, 早く。そうでした。ごめんなさい、アセリア。マナ吸引装置を破壊させれば、マナの吸収ができなくなり、すべての機能が停止します。そのはずです。ユート様、アセリア、警戒をお願いします。はい、ありがとうございます。ユート。
少しはできる。ならばよくぞ受けた。しかし次は外しません。
どうして帝国が。はい、あれは漆黒の翼ウルカ、サーギオスの遊撃隊員最強のスピリットです。ダメ、アセリア、いくらあなたでも。あと少し、もう少しで全部終わります。ユート様、作業が終わりました。早く退避しなければ。
そこ。ああ！
アセリア、撤退します。そんな、ユート様、無茶です。ユート、ダメだ。
貴様はエトランジェか。まだ荒削り。しかし良い腕をしている。手前の役目はすでに終わりました。これ以上戦うつもりはありません。手前どもの任務はかく乱。守備はよく戦う理由も消えました。 貴殿の名と先ほどの剣士の名を聞かせていただけませんか。感謝いたします。ではまた戦場で。残念です。
契約してこの場を急いで立ち去るのだ。あの者が自らの死を選ぼうとしている。ここにいては巻き込まれ急ぎ立ち去るのだ。
ユート様、お伝えすることがあります。お時間をよろしいでしょうか。お隣失礼いたします。これを見てくださいませ。今回指示された動力中枢の停止手順です。次にこれはかつて私が教えられた決してしてはならない手順なのです。杞憂ならば良いのですが、今回のやはりあれは暴走の操作。ユート様、インスペリアの方角に守りの力を集中してください。みんなも全力で防御。マナ消失が来ます。
心せ何時の力が試され、妖精たちと力を合わせる。そうだ、消滅。
ユート様、イースペリアのエーテルコアの暴走により周辺地域のマナが消失しました。ダラム、ロンドはその影響をかなり受けたようです。背後に帝国も動いているようです。どれだけの人とスピリットの命が失われたのでしょう。これが戦争なのでしょうか。 結果的にはイースペリアは我が国の支配下になりました。マナ消失が発生したとはいえ、それでも我が国は大量のマナを手に入れ、国力は増しました。ラキオスは正式にサルドバルトに抗議を行いました。すぐに宣戦布告が行われるでしょう。それまでに戦力を整えてくださいませ。同盟の中ですらこうなってしまうのですね。作戦成功です。
And there we go. That's that. This is another long one, but thanks for watching. See you next time.